We are like moments away and we are live. So welcome everyone to another great episode of the Unblinded Real Raw. And today we're having fun because we got people from all over the place. We have Daryl calling from Mexico. We have people calling from New Jersey. We have one of the three humans from New Hampshire. And we have other places in the world like Canada with Sean Grosey coming back. And welcome. And we're grateful for you being here. And if it's your first time here, you're in for a treat. Let's explain high level what's going to happen before we kick it off to Sean. We're going to be here for the next 60 minutes. We're going to spend the first half truly displaying how to build emotional rapport, connect, get to know each other on a very dynamic level. And on the second half, we're going to be demonstrating that influence is a superpower. It's present here, and you can learn it here as well through what we call an influence off. And what's present over the entire 60 minutes is that this is the place where heart-centered influencers come to display their superpowers. And to kick us off, the man, the myth, the guy himself, the visionary of this creator of this formula, Sean Callagy. What's up, man?
Hey guys, I am present to, as usual, massive gratitude for the vulnerability and you guys being here from all over the place and taking your time. And we're here to get better today and add value to each other's worlds. It's like, let's get into the training gym. Let's create acceleration. Let's make things happen. And for everybody, we have other things we could be doing. So let's make sure there's massive value added in this dynamic and let's make it happen. And yeah, like I came out of the ocean just a short time ago, surfing with my daughter, Emma, which is a beautiful and incredible thing. And I'm super grateful, super ready, and like, let's make it happen. So yeah, and I think we have, Fernando, the incredible Cadorsal that's out there today to build a relationship with. So with what's happening.
Yes, we do. Cadorsal, bring us in.
Okay, so I am glad to be here, and just always awesome to meet new folks who are successful and willing to be open-minded and learn new things and to continue in your growth learning process. So we will start out with introducing our contestants and then judges, and then go right into it.
Awesome.
Okay.
So I know we got two great contestants, Cadorsal. So let's
go. Okay. Actually, I think I'll start with our role player. Right. I'll start with our role player, who is Mr. Sean Grosey. He's been in sales for over 25 years. For the past 15 years, he's built sales teams that have generated over 300 million in revenue. And a fun fact about him is he had his first bodybuilding competition. He dieted down 31 pounds in 8 weeks. He won the show, and afterwards he ate so much junk food that he gained 25 pounds in 4 days.
Wow. And built a $300 million sales team. What's up, Sean Grosey? Guillermo, would not be happy with you. We'll talk more about that because I think Daryl's in that plan. Gaining 25 pounds in like a few days, not good, but welcome, brother. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thanks, Sean.
So, but I think that you're, like, let's be clear. This gentleman's here as the role player because he built a $300 million sales team, much more than because he gained 25 pounds in 4 days, although that is truly impressive, Sean. Thanks for being here.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, our contestant number one, we have Mr. Joe Hagan. He has 30 years in the financial markets, experience with stock brokering, but days to alternative investments. He taught and coached many high-level salespeople achieve success, including Rob Gill. Did the same with Little League baseball and softball, as well as Pop Warner football. He loves to coach and inspire. He's a proud husband and father of 5 kids who are his entire life.
What's up, Mr. Joe Hagan? Welcome, brother.
Sean Callagy, what's up with you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome. Super happy to have you here. Joe is an amazing Zeus energy-filled, direct person and also amazingly heart-centered. So yeah, thanks for being here, Joe. And Cadorsal, we have one of my other dear friends, brothers, and I think I'm going to be like at Tony Robbins' house in like a week and a half with this gentleman. Who is he?
Wow. Okay, that would be contestant number 2, Mr. Daryl Thompson. So Daryl Thompson offers turnkey solutions for providing beautiful outdoor living spaces for his customers. He has had his residential and commercial landscape business since 2008 and currently has 200 employees. He's Environmental Landscape Solutions, Inc., that's the name of his business, is a Sacramento-based landscape construction company supporting landscape and hardscape needs throughout the state of California. His business is the industry leader in multiple market segments of landscape construction and maintenance in North California, and has partnered with several builders and commercial property management companies to provide full-service landscape management. Daryl's company prides itself in hiring quality professionals to provide his customers top-class service from the office to the field.
Daryl, what is up, brother?
Wow. How's it going, Sean? Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. How are you? And are you going to be going to Tony's house?
I am. I'm going to be there. I think it's the 9th, right? It's like a week and a half away.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward.
Maybe just a week away.
Yeah, I know it's like coming fast.
Yes.
So, like, what's the present for you all in Corona? I mean, how has that impacted your world? Like, how are you doing?
You know, what's present for me right now is I am just grateful to be on the call. I am here to step up and learn. This is not something that I'm familiar with. This is a little bit out of my comfort zone, and I'm excited to be here and learn and grow.
All right. Well, that's awesome, brother. Super duper grateful. Thank you. So, Cadorso, in addition to Joe and Daryl, we have some amazing assessors. We call them judges. And who do we have?
Yes, okay. Our first judge is Christopher Russo. Christopher Russo has been involved with pharmaceutical sales with Novartis in the dermatology division. He ranked in the top 5 reps out of 137 in the country for Novartis. Okay, he's been in pharmaceutical sales since 2007, been involved in the political world, ran for councilman in Morristown 2015, and actively involved in giving back hundreds of thousands of dollars to numerous charities. He became a multimillionaire before the age of 40 through efforts of hard work and determination inspired by his parents' work ethic. Mr. Russo. Oh, one other thing, he's the co-founder of one of the largest racing companies in New Jersey, Superhero Events, which recently donated $15,000 to healthcare workers during COVID-19. So definitely a hands up on that one.
Chris, how are you? You prefer Chris or Christopher?
Chris is great, and I'm very happy to be here, Sean. Krista got me here, and she's had nothing but fantastic things to say about you. And as I mentioned earlier, I look forward to seeing what today brings. And thank you for having me.
Yeah, Chris. And by the way, like, thanks for being here. The Novartis world, the gentleman that runs our Chief Accountability Officer and Compliance Elements for Callagy Law, my law firm, was the Director of Compliance for the Americas for Novartis. His name is Tom. Yeah, so he ran compliance for all the Americas. So, yeah, and you salespeople drove him crazy, brother. So welcome.
That's our job. Our job is to drive everybody in compliance crazy.
Yes, so he was the head of it for the Americas, Tom Filatico. Great guy, former homicide detective in the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office. We played high school football together, wrestled together, been friends since we're 11 years old. So welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. So Cadorso, who else we have?
Okay, and then next we have Mr. Murray. I hope it's Baloo. I don't want to mess up your name there, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. But Baloo, he has attended the University of Notre Dame grad MBA. He's spent 5 years in logistics as a logistics management officer, U.S. Army Cold War veteran, 34 years operations and finance management at multiple Fortune 500 companies. Currently, he's the owner of Boosted Profits since 2018. He leveraged LinkedIn to merge ecosystems with advisors, agents, and accountants focusing on eliminating debt.
Murray, thank you for your service, number one. Love your story of having been at Notre Dame when Rudy played in his final game and got in and got the tackle and the sack. So Murray, how are you? And welcome. Is Murray muted?
Sorry, I'm not tech savvy here. Yes, I'm always glad to participate. Thank you for having me again. It's always great. You always learn something, and I like to stretch myself, and it's a great group. So
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, welcome, sir. And
Yes.
Cadorso, last but certainly not least, we have
Grace King. Grace King graduated from NYU with a chemistry degree and earned CLU in 4 years of financial training with Equitable Financial, and decided to start, and CLU stands for Chartered Life Underwriter. She decided to start her own company supplying customized industrial parts for manufacturers and distributors in the USA and Canada. Also started Solrific, manufacturing and marketing renewable energy products to consumers to bring awareness about greener energy to the general public. One of Grace's inventions were #1 on Amazon. Grace makes it her life mission to focus on helping people, especially her mother, after her triple bypass, with natural healing solutions.
Grace. How are you? And welcome.
Hi, Sean. Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
Yeah, wonderful to have you. And where are you coming from today, Grace?
I'm in New York City, my own home. Been here for the since March. Love it here.
Yeah. And so, Grace, I had no idea that you went to NYU. I was at Columbia, and we often hung out with people from NYU. I never knew that. So that is a very cool, fun fact about you, Grace, as well.
Thank you.
And so we are ready to roll. So thank you for your amazingness and for your first day as introducing here. And what I'll share is what we're up to is unlocking influence as a superpower. And these are incredibly accomplished people who've done what they have done because of their incredible ability to go from hello to yes with people in a heart-centered, integrous way. I hope and believe for sure. And what we're also here to do is to explore this reality that all of us have an immense opportunity to grow in the space of our influence. And all of us are going to sell more, lead more, grow more, leverage more, but way more importantly, solve gigantic problems and create acceleration through our integrity-based heart-centered influence. And that's just what we're up for and we're doing here. And for me personally, it's well, who are you and what's your credibility factor? I learned this at a very early age. I built a 40-person law firm in just under 2 years. With $100,000 of debt, doing it on my credit card with no funding whatsoever. And I learned how to create relationships and create acceleration through a stage and a microphone. I built the fastest growing training and coaching company out of my coaching school of 1,000 graduates, blew people's minds what was possible when people weren't getting any complimentary coaching sessions. I was creating a business instantly from it and left that to recreate a second law firm. I started my first law firm, 125 people plus that work for me today in my law firm. We have offices in many states throughout the country. And I've had also the unique privilege of speaking on massive stages of super well-known and famous people because they've seen what I can do from that stage in a position of leadership in sharing and supporting and growing. Launched the Unblinded movement, which this is, to bring this technology to the world after my children retired me from my favorite job, which was coaching more than 1,000 sporting events and games for them, missing only 9 during their childhood. Because I believe in life balance and using influence, heart-centered integrity, and scale in leadership and teaching to create the life we want, encouraging others to do the same. That's what we're doing here today at Unblinded. These two incredible people are going to share something they're up to in the world. Speaking a big yes from the amazing role player, Sean Grossi, whatever it is that would be important to them. Maybe for Daryl, it's who would be an incredible account. Maybe for Daryl, that's something about contribution that he's seeking for somebody. For Joe, maybe it's selling his products or services, or it's talking to a kid in the team about actually doing their job and showing up and getting in the weight room. Whatever it might be, the judges will be assessing what happens, and we are ready to drop in. Cadorso, thank you. And actually, let me ask you this, Cadorso. What is it that you're up to in the world and you want to create massive impact and you need? Real quick, 30 seconds. What's Cadorso up to?
Yes. So I am helping people to grow and protect their income so that they can live out their passion and their purpose. So I have recently started a 10 by 10 group who is all based around helping pastors and churches to grow their organization, their leadership development, or excel in financial health, mental health, and physical health. So that is what I'm up to.
Well, thank you, Cadorso. I appreciate you very much. And I think Joe and Daryl, I believe we are ready to drop in. I'm going to keep time integrity. So, Daryl, you are definitely sitting further away in Mexico than Joe is, because Joe's probably about a half an hour to 45 minutes away from him sitting right now, maybe an hour at the most. And you're like a plane further away, brother. So, Daryl, is it a 1 or a 2 you think I have under the desk?
It's a 1.
It is a 2. So Joe Hagan has won the toss. Joe, you want to receive, kick off? Do you want to go first or second in the first round?
I played linebacker, so I'll go on defense first.
All right. So you're going to let Daryl go first. Yeah?
Second half, because well, Daryl hasn't done this before either, so we're at the same advantage or disadvantage. But
right. Yeah. So Daryl, all we're doing in the first round is going from hello to yes about something. Sean will be whoever you want him to be. He could be himself. He could be like Oprah. He could be President Trump. These are all real people picked in the last week. People have had the role player be exactly who they are, somebody who's a perfect potential client, Oprah Winfrey, Donald Trump, Tony Robbins, Steven Spielberg, George Lucas. All of those people have been who the role players played. So, Daryl, just simply put, like, what's a big yes that in the world from somebody? So, who would you like Sean to be?
Wow. Let's just go with Sean being Sean.
Yeah, love it. Awesome. And so, Daryl, in the first round, remember, it's a 6 minutes from going hello to yes about anything. And the yes doesn't have to be a sale. And the yes doesn't have to be like the overall yes. The yes can simply be for a longer meeting. And so it's going to be 2 3-minute segments. And then, Sean, you're going to hear a buzzer go off at 2 minutes. Then you have a minute to go in the first round. And then, when the second buzzer goes off, or maybe 15 seconds before, actually, like 2 minutes and 45 seconds, you'll hear me go, hey, Sean, you got about 15 seconds. You got to grab a call. And Sean's going to be like, and you're going to know that you're concluding. And Sean's going to be like, Daryl, yeah, I got to jump in a minute, but I'll be back soon. And then you don't have to set up the second half of it because he'll just be coming back from his call. So very simple. And all that's being assessed, judges, in the first round is going to be how effectively Daryl and Joe create a deep level of emotional rapport with Sean and put something at stake for Sean, where in that second round, they're going to solve that thing that's at stake, that pain point, that problem, and get to a yes. And that yes, again, could be just for a longer meeting. So, Daryl, do you have any questions, brother?
Let's give it a shot.
All right, let's have some fun. And we're here to have fun, learn, grow. Thank you for your courage and vulnerability, Daryl and Joe. And so, Daryl, you're on the clock, and you're there with Sean, and just take it away.
Hey, Sean, how's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I think we met at a Tony event. I'm not sure. I don't remember which one. Do you recall?
I've been to so many of them, I lose track.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. So tell me a little bit about how you built a $300 million sales team.
Wow. I mean, I've been in sales for a long time. And then I ended up 15 years ago trying to figure out what kind of sales I wanted to do. I was broke and really just kind of looking for something at the time, and wound up taking this job that was door-to-door sales in the deregulated energy industry just to make some money, only to find out that there was a lot of people making great money. And so at that time I thought, well, I mean, I was older than the average guy there, and I figured I'm just going to make this thing work. And I did. I also have years of personal development behind me that really kind of helped me to become a leader. And yeah, just worked hard at it and rose up in that industry and started building sales teams and kept growing from there.
Wow, I could learn a lot from you just because we typically don't have sales team, but I do want to continue growing my business. And what we do is we beautify outdoor living spaces. So yeah, at some point, maybe we could talk more about that, and I could learn how to do that because I want to diversify in other areas.
Yeah.
So I know you're in Canada, correct?
That's right.
So was this sales team in Canada, or was it in the US, or was it all over?
It was in Canada. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you lived in Canada all your life?
I have, yeah. I grew up here, the next province over. I've been in Alberta here for 20 years. But yeah, love Canada. Traveled around to the US, and at one point with the current energy company that we market for, I ended up winning an award for being the top producer for the sales team that I built in North America. So.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
Thank you.
So, Canada's beautiful up there, and that's something that we do. Have you ever been to a different place, a tropical place, and you thought, man, I want to have something like that in my backyard?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Grab a call in 10 seconds, but then you can bounce back soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I do have to take a call pretty quick here. How about we reconnect right after my call?
Yeah, I would love to connect with you, share a little bit more about what we do and how we could create that for you.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I'll be right back. Thanks.
All right. Awesome job, Daryl. We have switched location. It was too beautiful to be inside. And also, my family is occupying our beautiful living space and windows. So I was sitting in like bedroom, the least bedroom, and I was like, I gotta get out of this space. So here we are on the roof, Long Beach Island. We'll be surfing soon. Awesome stuff. Daryl, great job. You had one word, Sean, to share about that segment. How it made you feel? What would one word be?
Very comfortable.
Cool. Awesome. So judges, we're going to lock in a score for Daryl, scale 1 to 10. 10 being like, Sean's going to tackle Daryl and not let him out of the sight. 5 being 0 being Sean's jump down a window, which of course he's not. Like, where would that scoring be? And then Joe Hagan, are you ready, sir?
Yeah, I'm ready. Hold on. Come here. Come here. Someone just stepped into my office.
Mr. Rob Gill.
Oh,
Hi, Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Hi, everybody.
The ambassador of results. We got Tony Robbins, Platinum Partners, and Lions like all over the place. Daryl's here. Sean Grossi's here, Rob. What's happening, brother?
What's going on? Happy Trajectory Tuesday. I'm going to turn it over to Joe.
All right.
All right.
So you're going to critique Joe, but we got to keep time integrity. Love you, Rob. We'll talk soon. We were on Gronked Up this morning talking about you. We'll talk to you a little bit about that. So, Mr. Joe Hagan, who would you like Sean to be?
Sean, you have your own sales company, right?
Yep.
You're probably around 50, 60 years old, in that range, right?
50, 60? Just under 50.
So 40, 50, 60. That's just the age range that I'm looking at. So, I mean, that's fine. That's, the typical customer who we target. So you're Sean Grossi.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that fine?
All right. Take
All
us,
right.
Joe.
Sean Grossi, please.
Speaking.
Hey, Sean, Joe Hagan. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. I don't know if the name rings a bell. A friend of mine, Rob Gill, gave me your number. He said it would be worth just having a quick discussion, really just to show you how I can be, truly an asset for you. Does the conversation ring a bell?
Yeah, I think so. Rob's a good guy, and I think he mentioned this. So yeah, happy to speak with you.
Cool. Real quick, I don't want to bring you blue suits if you like gray suits. So just let me ask you, your sales company, you've been around for 20, 30 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, he mentioned you've hit some pretty impressive pinnacles of success, right?
Yeah, we have, for sure.
All right. Are you still working with that company now, or what are you doing now?
Yeah, it's my own company that I have that does sales in the energy industry up here in Canada. And then also I have another company that I'm just getting off the ground that is building sales for Unblinded as well. So that one's new.
Nice. So it sounds like you got a lot of irons in the fire, and without being presumptuous, it would seem that you would have some challenges out there as far as time blocking and managing your time to basically take care of all those tasks. That makes sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So with your permission, what I'd like to do is show you, instead of working extra hard as you do, have your money work just as hard as you do and work as smart. And like I said, with your permission, what I'd love to do is just send you a quick 2-minute video of how we can make you 20% a year as far as an alternative asset-backed investment. And it's a lot to really digest on a quick call. So again, take a look at the video. I'll email it out. What I'd like to do is follow up next week and, take it from there if it makes sense to you.
Yeah, well, it's 20% sounds fantastic.
Yeah, and again, you want to get your antennas up when things sound too good to be true. Typically they are, but if you take an in-depth dive, I think you'll get a better appreciation for the detail. And it's hard to do right away on a first call. And I'd like to give you a little groundwork on it first. So, what's your best email address?
It's seangrossi@gmail.com.
Okay, that's on the way as we speak. What works better for you? Thursday, Friday, or do you want to watch it over the weekend and I'll call you Monday?
Friday should be good.
Okay, great. Again, I really appreciate your time. You've been great. What I ask you to do is take a look at the video. It makes a lot of sense. It will be worth your while to listen to. Okay, and then we will follow up next week, and I'll give you a call at about 12 o'clock on Friday, rather.
Sounds good. And I got to jump off on another call right now. Thanks.
Yeah, great. Do me one last favor, Sean.
Yep.
Have a freaking great day.
Will do. Okay, thanks.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, very nice. Joe Hagan, ladies and gentlemen. How did that feel for you, Sean?
Felt good. Yep.
All right. So what one feeling though, like what would a feeling be?
Interested.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Let's take it from the top. So we're gonna do judges, and just again for time integrity, if we could stick to, you're gonna hear the buzzer go off at 30 seconds. And that is the time to switch the feedback of the other person. So we'll start with Chris. He's going to give feedback at first to Daryl and a score, and maybe 15 seconds or so on what worked, 15 seconds or so on a growth opportunity. You'll hear the buzzer like within a few seconds. Let's move over to the second person, Joe, and go from there. So Chris, what do you got for Daryl?
So I would start with a number for Daryl between 6.5 and 7. I thought he started the call very calm, spoke to him about other topics. Kind of warmed, I call it warming the room a little bit. What I would say now, I'm a Jersey boy, and I'll go into Joe's approach later on. I would have a warmer place in my heart for Joe's approach, and All explain why after the buzzer rings. But Daryl did a good job initiating the conversation, and hopefully he was able to close for more time and pick it up at a later time.
All right, cool. Excellent. What'd you have for Joe?
So Joe, a little closer to my heart. He's got, I can't remember where Joe said he was from, but I'm a Jersey guy. And when I do business with doctors, I get right to the point. That's what Joe did. He said a quick hello, a little bit of small talk, and then went right to it. If I was talking to a Jersey doctor, that's how I would do it, and that works. If I was in Nebraska, I might go more of the Daryl approach. I adjust depending on who I'm speaking to. You could tell I'm a fast talker. That works well in Jersey. Wouldn't work well in other parts of the country. So I think depending on who you're speaking to, both approaches can work.
All right. Awesome, brother. Great feedback. Love it. Yeah. So what do we have? Grace.
Hi. I thought Daryl was pretty confident, calm, and I felt he was building a pretty good emotional rapport with Sean. I think Sean felt comfortable with him, and it was even better that Sean even offered to let's get together. I mean, Daryl didn't even have to ask that. I thought that was pretty good. I thought Daryl did pretty well. So I would give it 9. And Joe, he did great, but I think he's more on the sales pitch when you listen to him. But I would like to see him to build a little more rapport with Sean, just a little bit, to have that connection, like asking, I don't know. I would like to get to know Sean better, like what is his investment is like. Is he looking for something that will help him to improve his number, or something like that. So I would give it, Joe, about 8.5.
Beautiful, Grace. Thank you. And Murray, what do you got, brother?
Yeah, I thought Daryl was extremely calm and outstanding on rapport building. And he matched the tone of Sean very well, kind of, what do you call that, matching? Is that the right word?
Matching, mirroring.
Mirroring. Definitely a great guy to talk to. If I had to give him one suggestion, I would say I did not, it wasn't clear to me what the purpose of the call was at the beginning. It was just, hey, how's it going, Sean? He asked great questions. but it was not clear what, was he trying to get a partnership or was he trying to get a client? Was he just trying to find out about the next Tony Robbins event? I didn't quite get what was going on. And I think that might have helped a little bit up front, with the purpose of the call type of thing.
Cool.
And I give an 8. I give an 8.
And for Joe?
And Joe, the mighty Joe Hagan, he clearly knows what he's doing. Professional, gave him all kinds of options on the call, got him to buy into exactly what he was trying to do, watch these 2 videos. All his objectives were hit. I would say if he had to improve anything, I agree with a little bit with Grace, maybe a little bit of, he asked for permission like 3 times, but he didn't ask for permission at the very beginning. Hey, you got a minute? Rob Gill gave me, or maybe a little bit more definition of why I'm calling, but it became very clear quickly. So that, that's, I can easily overlook that. I'm going to give him a 9.5. I thought he was very effective. He got the mission done. And I think Sean was interested.
Cool. Awesome job. Okay, so I'm going to keep my feedback for after the second round. Got some cool access points, I think, consistent with the judges, but great feedback, judges. Let's go to round 2. Daryl, it is now your choice. Would you like to go first in the second round or second?
I'll go second.
Cool. All right, the mighty Joe Hagan. Joe, you're going to be on the clock in a moment. This round is where you move into like who you are, product, services, like solutions, to get to the yes that you're seeking, whatever that yes may be. Are you ready, Joe?
Yeah, I'm calling Sean again, right?
Yeah, it's just picking up in the last conversation. Yeah.
This is the follow-up call.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Do I have a good time right now? We're good?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Good. Want to make sure you had an opportunity to look at the video that I sent out?
I did, yeah, it was very interesting.
Yeah, so what we're looking at here is we're in the world of the 4th Industrial Revolution. It's big data. So a lot of people really need to pull the curtain back and understand it a little bit better. What we do is we buy equipment for our customers, we lease it out to someone who knows what they're doing with it, knows how to make money with it in a world-class data center, and then we make lease payments to you, the lessor. We also wrap that purchase with a protection plan with a Lloyd's of London insurance policy so that your principal is secure at all times. The reality is this is a management team that's been making money in this space for years. So you have, for $15,000, you have hardware that you buy, okay? That gets custom retrofitted with firmware that makes it, supercomputing as far as world-class processing speeds. They then add a proprietary software to that equipment, and then they put it into a world-class data center after assigning it to a client, okay? What happens is, once this equipment that you buy gets put to work, it takes 90 days for the equipment to get processed, put into the world-class data center, and then start producing. What happens is you start getting $500 a month for the next 60 months straight. So ultimately, your $15,000 becomes basically $30,000 in 5 years. At the end of the 5 years, you can redeem your insurance policy and take back $7,500. The way that works out as far as math is, as you can see from the video, you'll make 20% a year, and at the end of the lease, after you redeem the policy, it brings your average up to 30% a year. We're early in this space, and that's why we have the opportunity. And I wanted to know if there's any specific question you had after watching the video and how the process works.
Yeah, it sounds pretty amazing. Like, what's the downside?
So the downside is that COVID goes to another level because COVID didn't even affect these data centers, because ultimately you don't need humans to run data centers. Most of them are run remotely. But if somehow you go to another level that none of us can really see, somehow data centers shut down, and the reality is I don't see that happening, and here's why. The moment this broke out in the COVID crisis, the pandemic, MIT got a world-class group and consortium of computing power, the most in mankind's history, at the White House, to come out with 3,000 different compounds and figure out, you know what, how can we affect this thing using supercomputing power? and really come up with a cure and ultimately a vaccine. So the need for more and more supercomputing power is getting greater by the day, by the year, and it'll be around for the next several years. So as far as the answer to what can go wrong, everything and anything can go wrong. But right now, we're in a place where a lot of things have gone wrong in this world, and yet this system works. So ultimately, the worst case scenario, do you have a 401k or an IRA, Sean?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you where a sweet spot's been for us in self-directed IRAs. I don't know if you're aware, but
That's
Forbes
30
wrote
seconds.
an
Get it, call him 30.
this needs to be 30%. This type of investing needs to be 30% of your overall portfolio. So what I'd like to do is, basically get another understanding for you of what you have as far as your 401k and if it's a fit for you. Because ultimately, in a traditional IRA, your 150 grand is worth 200 grand in 5 years. And this basic investment is worth 375 grand in 5 years. And that's $175,000 difference. If you compare this to a diversified portfolio in the market.
Okay. I do have to take a call. So can we get together and do another call some other time?
Yeah, but what I need you to do the next time we do, of course, is you give me time where you have a little more time for me. Give me 20 minutes to really pull the curtain back and understand the details, because always
Okay.
the devil's in the details. All right,
I'm
Sean?
interested. I can do that. Okay.
Okay, so next Wednesday or Thursday, which day works best for you?
We'll do Wednesday. Perfect.
Wednesday,
Yep.
morning, afternoon?
Morning's good. Thanks.
All right, I'm calling you at 9 o'clock.
Sounds good. Perfect.
All right, enjoy your weekend. I'll talk to you then.
Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome.
Great job, Joe. Sean, if you had one word for that, how did it feel?
Definitely piqued my interest a lot.
All right, cool. So you felt interested. Or
Very
what?
interested.
All
Yeah.
right, cool. All right, awesome. All right, Daryl, are you ready to go, sir?
I'm ready.
All right, brother,
Let's
take
do
it.
it. Hey, Sean, how are you doing today?
Hey, good. Good. Yeah. Sorry about that call I had to take, but I'm back.
All right. Hey, I appreciate you taking my call. I was just getting into kind of what we do, and I noticed you have a ring on your finger, so I'm assuming you're married.
I am. Yes.
Do you have children?
I've got one. I've got a daughter that's almost 4.
Almost 4.
Yeah.
Wow. My kids are 13 and 16. And, I've created some really awesome outdoor living spaces for them so that we can enjoy time with family and loved ones. Is that something that you would be interested in hearing more about?
Yeah, absolutely. What can you tell me about what you've created?
Well, we can create basically anything that you're interested in. And, if you have something or pictures, photos, we can do outdoor barbecues. We do the concrete. We could do any of that stuff, swimming pools. We can create an oasis where you can enjoy time with family and friends.
That
And,
sounds awesome.
we can even do outdoor TV. I put in internet, fire pits, all kinds of stuff, even, koi ponds, anything that you can imagine, you can dream up, we can actually accomplish for you. And we can provide that oasis for you to really enjoy that time with your family and friends. Is that something that you would be interested in hearing more about?
Yeah, I think so. It's my yard is pretty plain. I'm not much of a designer and as far as stuff like that goes. So I usually prefer to leave those kind of things to the expert, which my wife is first on that list, but
that's usually where we start is with
Yeah.
the wife. For
Yeah.
sure.
Awesome.
Because they
so
know all the colors they like, the plants and everything else. So and they are doing a great job. I've had that, and we can definitely work with your wife and work with you both to create that living space for your 4-year-old daughter and yourself and all your friends and other family members.
Okay, sounds good. So where do we go from here?
I would say that the next thing we could do is we could do a consultation. We come out to your place. We take a look at the space that you have. We can draw up some tentative plans. What I like to do is I like to find out what colors you and your wife enjoy, what types of plants, what types of hardscapes, and we could even do a tour around, you know, your neighborhood, and you can pick out stuff you like. We can also take you to the nursery and take a look at other plants if you're not sure. So if that's something you would like to do, I'd love to schedule that with you.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, when would be a good time?
How about sometime early next week?
Okay, I have Tuesday available at 2 o'clock, and I have Wednesday available at 9 a.m.
Tuesday at 2 works good.
Tuesday at 2?
Yep.
Okay, will your wife be there?
She will, yes.
That's perfect. And what about your daughter?
She'll be there as well.
Okay, and I really want to make sure we look from the inside out and from the inside of the house is what I'm saying. That way we can see what the views are, and then we can also look from the outside back in, and we'll take before and after pictures. The other thing that I really love to do is we'll put up a GoPro, and we'll do time lapse when we're doing the project, and it's really neat to actually see that and be able to rewind that from start to finish once the project's complete.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay.
Sean, I look forward to meeting you and your wife on Tuesday and your daughter at 2 p.m.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right.
Awesome, Daryl. Sean, if you had one word, how'd that feel?
Great. I want him to fly to Canada and help me with my yard.
All right, let's go. Murray, what do you got for, let's start with Joe Hagan and then go Daryl. What do you got, Murray?
So full disclosure, I have to say that I am very familiar with what Joe's selling. I'm actually an investor, so he sold me already. I think it's an amazing product. And I mean, he knows his stuff. He said the right things. He asked for permission. He explained it well. He's under duress, but with a short amount of time, and it's a very complicated subject. Joe is amazing. He can transition from finance to technology like anyone I've ever met. I would say I would have started out probably at a higher end level of, you don't have to, I would have asked about the self-directed IRA first and then gotten more technical at the end and give him like a big picture thing maybe, and then, getting the details later. Whereas you were getting into some serious details that was a little bit more than a 1 minute call would probably be able to handle. But I'm going to give him a 9.5 again. Awesome.
Excellent. For Daryl?
I thought Daryl got better as the call went on. I mean, he asked he's really good at establishing rapport. He's very calm. Great questions. I love how he asked about, is your wife going to be there? Very important question. Probably the key to the whole conversation. And some other things. I think he got better and more comfortable as it was going. And so the key is he's asking great questions all along the way. Both of them ask great questions. So I'm going to raise my score of Daryl up to a 9 on the second go around.
Excellent. Thank you, Murray. Chris, what do you got?
So I know I'm the newbie here, but if it's okay, I was going to use the full minute and just jump back and forth between Daryl and Joe. So both did a fantastic job. I give them both a 9 to start. That being said, I like that Joe was very fair and balanced. He went in, I could tell he had a great knowledge of what he was speaking about. And he said, here could be the downsides, but here's where I think we're going to be protected. It was a very fair and balanced call. Daryl, as Murray said, established great rapport. The way each person spoke to Sean, though, again, I don't know Sean outside of this call. It's the first time I've interacted with him. But based on what his personality may be to me, I think I would have been a little more quicker than Daryl's approach, got to the point a little faster, and maybe a little slower than Joe. I think Joe's approach would work well in my part of the country. And Daryl could have been a little faster. And that's what I would say. Again, I could be dead wrong. But if I were to speak to Sean specifically, I might have been somewhere in the middle of my approach. But they both did a great job, and I give them both 9s as far as their knowledge and what they were trying to convey. So there's that. And that's it.
Okay.
Awesome. Sounds Grace, what do you got? Thank you, Chris.
Okay. Definitely. I mean, I'm giving them both 9. They both did amazing job. And Joe, I felt that his tempo, it's a little bit slower from the first time, so I didn't feel like it was more of a sales pitch. And he was trying to break down something complicated to something that methodically, logically to present it to Sean. I think he did a great job, but I agree with Murray that it was like too little complicated for the short call. But other than that, he did a wonderful job, very smooth. And I can tell that I think there's a difference here when you're talking to a woman and a man. And I think Daryl did a fantastic job coming from a woman, because he was able to, connecting with Sean with the children already. That's the first thing. And then he painted this beautiful picture of what he could do, image, and he putting this image into Sean already, like just bring him in. And then he was so amazing that he asked for, the wife to be there. I mean, I think Daryl, like if he talks to a woman, is like, I definitely will give him the business, because he knows how to get the whole family involved into a decision making like that. But and also able to put that image, how beautiful, how wonderful it will be for his kids, for Sean's kids and family. So I give it a 9. They both did wonderful.
Awesome job. Okay, so thank you, Grace. Chris, thank you, Murray, for the awesome feedback. So just quick drop in. Let's talk about emotional rapport building and go through a quick exercise, and we can do it either way, I think. So let's check it out. So ring ring. Hey Sean, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Sean here, and I think we had a quick scheduled 3-minute call.
Yeah, I got 3 minutes.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Sean, my purpose of my call is to see if there's something we can co-create together. So is it okay if I ask you a couple quick questions?
For sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Like, what are you up to in the world? Like, it's Corona, like things are crazy. I know you're in Canada. Like, what are you up to?
I'm just getting, Corona, got our business stopped for a while, and we're back up and running again, but just a little bit down from before, and working our way, building things back up again, and just trying to make things happen.
Right. So, did you feel Sean? So I met him where he was, shifted my energy.
Is Sean just cutting out for me?
I think Sean's cutting out.
I couldn't hear him either.
Okay.
Sean, you're cutting out. You're frozen, actually, right?
Totally out now.
He's frozen on my end too.
Yeah.
Come on.
Nothing came through.
Yeah, he's frozen. He may have to come out and come back in.
Please hold for technical difficulties.
Yes. Yep.
There he is.
There we go.
You guys have me or no?
We got you.
It's a little
choppy, but-
garbled, yeah.
All right. I'm calling Nicole. Can you dial me in real quick? Can I just go through you? I'm gonna go in through phone. You guys will finish that way.
Yeah, you're better.
Zoom's been spotty today.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably another storm coming.
I was having a difficulty to get on. I couldn't get on my computer. That's why I'm doing it through my phone.
Mm.
We've had a
Jill?
drought. We've had a drought in New Hampshire. It hasn't until yesterday. Is you guys dry in New Jersey?
Yeah.
Sure.
So
we
the
just
rain
got
is
water.
torrential rain.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, just like 2 days ago. But
Yeah,
all
yeah.
last week was dry.
Yep. We had like 3 weeks with no rain, and then yesterday was a downpour. So.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's supposed to be I got this weather app and it keeps saying rain and it never happens. I don't know.
So let me just say, other than the weather, I want to thank the judges for being far too kind, because I give myself like.
Hey guys, can you guys hear me?
Second call.
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you, Sean.
Yeah. You're doing a good job,
sorry,
Joe.
So, yeah, no, great job. So real quick, as we bring this home, I was asking Murray, because I think this happened before I cut off, because Sean started speaking. So I met Sean where he was, kind of lower tone, and I'm like, hey, like, so what are you up to? Like, when I increased my energy, did you feel, that's Murray, did you feel Sean's energy shift? Or Sean, did you feel that energy shift?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's just continue for a second. So now we're in a different level of connection, and he was answering, beautifully. And so, and we put that on hold as he was answering to just step out of role. So Sean, then I would go with this. So yeah, it sounds like, it's been a little crazy, a lot happening, and I'm going to keep varying my energy with my questions. And I know we only have 3 minutes, Sean, but what's like truly though, most important to you in the world? Like, not just like what you're doing, like why do you do everything that you do?
Well, number one, family. My wife and daughter.
All right, let's pause. And he's going to give me an answer. So for sake of speed, he's right, family, his wife and his daughter. He said the word wow. And that's partially because he believes and feels the connection of my listening. Sean, do you feel the connection of my listening? Answer me honestly, yes or no.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So when we feel authenticity in the connection of listening, that's when we're not in a space of like, oh, well, it seems a little salesy or seems low energy, because I'm really present. I want to know. And now he's telling me his wife and his family. So now if it's Joe or Daryl, like there we are, like wife and family. So it's like, let's be Daryl for a second. So amazing. And, just in like the space in your home and your world, like what's most important to your family, Sean?
Most important to my family is just, being there for them and building something to, to leave them when I'm gone, and making sure that they have their needs, and we're all, giving back to society. We're very blessed and we want to give.
Cool. Awesome, brother. So I'm hearing, building something of a legacy. So now if it's Joe, right, we're going to proceed with questions that are going to be, because we've gotten to Sean's why. We're connected at a very meaningful level. Sean, do you feel that connection, yes or no?
Yes.
And like I'm stepping in and out of role, and I've only asked 3 questions. It probably would have taken up 35 seconds in actual conversation, maybe a minute, right? Mm-hmm. And so now if it's Joe, so listen, what I do is in the space of like financial, but, I don't talk about me. I want to ask you a few more questions, and then we could begin to create what security looks like, legacy looks like for Sean and that side. If it's Daryl, we could begin to talk about what like the castle, the home, the space, the energy feels like. Let's play with that. I'll be Daryl for a second. So Sean, as you build this like legacy, and, I understand you've done some, beautiful, things as a successful man, like, what's your home, like castle? What's your space like? Like, how does that matter to you, your wife, your family? Like, what's the space all about for you?
It's just about creating memories with, their
All right, pause. All right, so now memories, and he's going to go ... I'm doing this for the sake of time. Forgive me for interrupting Sean, because we're doing this as a demonstration. And so now it's memories. It's there. The energy is present. And a couple more questions like, wow, I'm hearing memories. Like, like what happens there at home versus away. And what I'm hallucinating is that for like a lot of people, if I'm Daryl, a lot of people travel to go somewhere to create those magical memories. What Daryl's creating is magical memories in this sanctuary, this space, this amazingly magical dynamic of our home. Daryl, is that what you're creating for people?
Correct.
Yeah. And so as Sean is coming from Sean, and he's unlocking part of a vision for something and feeling that vision. And that's what step 1 and 2 is about. Like that's being put at stake. It's like, wow, like, yeah, like that. And there's a gap. Sean say, hey, my home is, I feel abundant. I feel wonderful. My home is kind of plain, and it's not like that. And my backyard in my primary residence is like that. My backyard here is the ocean, right? But my backyard in my, primary residence up north is, you know, I love it. It's beautiful, like peaceful, but it's definitely not a magical sanctuary in the backyard. And as Daryl gets into that language, because my listening, I'm effective, I'm conditioned to like immediately begin to like step into a picture. A lot of people aren't. So letting that happen first. So when Daryl says that, it's like, wow, it's amazing. Like, I want to feel that. I want to have that, right? So when it's coming out from the other person first in rapport building, they're putting it at stake in the first part, then we don't end up benefit throwing, because if somebody doesn't have context for the receipt of benefit, whether it's, and you're going to get this much more money for your investment, or you're going to have this much more magical backyard, having the person stepping into it first, and then, and experiencing the separation from where they are and what's possible, then we move into step 3, into the conveyance of our heroic unique identity. And Daryl's building magical sanctuaries with like koi ponds and like sharks and like, you know, elephants in the backyard. And well, I mean, I'm kidding a little bit and having fun, but like whatever this magical sanctuary safari in our backyard is. And Joe's building, like, you know, solving for the problem of, dude, yeah, you're crazy if you don't have this in your portfolio because ... So, yeah, and we'll take it home from there. So Daryl, first time, thank you, brother, for being here. Great job. How was the experience for you today?
I think I learned a lot. I was excited to be here, so thanks for having me. And you know, it was good. I think if I do it again, I would say, hey, Sean, you're going to be one of our commercial land developers that we haven't landed yet, and I would go into that whole arena.
Cool.
Well, Daryl, let's have you back and let's go into that arena. And thank you, brother. And I will be seeing you soon. Looking so forward to it. And Joe, how about yourself? How was today for you?
Thanks, Sean.
No, it was very good. And like I mentioned, when you went offline to the judges, I thanked them for their kind score on the second part of it, because, you know, training so many different salespeople in my life, you know, I'd be running laps and I'd be doing my own sprints right now, because the reality is I am a creature of habit. And after I have one call with someone, I'm just so used to, this is the second call for Sean, I started rolling into the presentation, which I do with a webinar, which takes, as Murray can tell you, at least 30 minutes to really gain a true understanding with a lot of visual. And I just started going into the pitch, and I realized I had to get myself out of quicksand. So, so I made a mistake that I had to rebound from, and I learned from that, and it was great, you know. And I learned, obviously, sometimes when you use that goddess energy, Daryl is excellent at it. And what Rob Gill likes to say that I used to always do on sales presentations, was really good at painting a picture. I thought Daryl painted a phenomenal picture of, you know, this backyard with the family and GoPro, and just, you know, I wanted to go there already.
Thanks,
yeah,
Jeff.
brother. So, yeah, no, great job. And listen, the bottom line is, this is not about becoming successful. I mean, you guys are, and everybody here is successful tremendously, in economic terms, you know, as well as emotional terms. This is just about how we up level, you know, and I say it a lot, but I like, let it land, please. You know, Oprah Winfrey is Oprah, and somebody whose name none of us have ever heard of has every bit the emotional intelligence, the intellect of Oprah, the drive, the perseverance of Oprah. And a couple micro distinctions had that person have a TV show that was on the air for a year and then gone, and hundreds of people like that, versus Oprah Winfrey being an icon. And so those are micro distinctions that take us from successful and achieving unique things, which everybody here has, to truly building, you know, things that are our dreams and never stopping growing. So thank you all for being here. Grace, thank you. Chris, thank you. Murray, Sean, Cadorso for launching us, Fernando for, you know, introing our day. I am honored. This is my life's work. Thank you for letting me share it a bit with you. And let's keep driving forward. Every day we do the huddles, 8:30 in Eastern time. This is what we're working on. Not only how to unlock your influence superpower with integrity and heart-centeredness, but also like, what do you do with it to create scale and acceleration? So thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful Trajectory Tuesday.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Daryl. Good meeting you.